Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a how-to video and I'm going to show you how I put on my foundation. So it's going to be from the point whereby I've already done my skincare up to the point whereby I'm setting my foundation and all my other type of makeup is going to come up. So it's just purely on the foundation stage of things. So I've just recorded my skincare routine. So if you want to check out what happens before the foundation routine, which is a skincare routine, do check out in my link down below. And also, I'm not a professional, so this is just how I put on my foundation and how I recommend you to put it on. But of course, you know, it's not like a technical kind of tutorial, so to speak. So anyway, if you guys are interested to see this video, do stay tuned. I've already gotten all my skincare stuff on and my face is ready to go with foundation. So the first thing that I will be using is a primer, and the primer that I'm using is the NYX Shine Killer Primer, and that's how that looks like. I got this online on shoppingdistrict.net, I think, and it comes in a pump that looks like this. And the reason why I got this was because it was kind of it was not very expensive. I think it was like $20, and you basically and also because I actually have a very oily skin, so I needed some things, and the word Shine Killer just kind of called out to me. And it's silicone based, so if I could show you how it looks like when it comes out. So that's kind of how it looks like up close. It's silicone based and it dries up really quickly, so I'm just gonna place it all over my face. It's very easy to kind of spread, and I usually actually focus more on my T-zone area, because that's where I actually get very oily throughout it. So primer is very key before you put on your foundation, because it actually helps to if you have oily skin, it basically helps to control the oil that seeps out of your skin, but other than that, what it does is that it actually helps to make sure that your makeup stays in place throughout the day. So it another thing that it does is that it forms a very smooth base for you to actually place your makeup on. So I'm putting some on my neck as well. Don't ask me why, I just do that. So yeah, so this particular primer is pretty good, pretty okay, but my skin does still get oily throughout the day, but I think that's just because I have oily skin. So yeah, so that's the first step, and after that you can actually feel that the texture or the base of your skin should be very smooth, and basically that means you're all ready to go to put on your foundation. So it's time to put on your foundation, and the one that I'm using is basically my favorite one. It is the MAC Studio Sculpt Foundation. I am in number NC45, and this tube is it really lasts really long, because the last tube that I had, I used it for like a year, and it's really good if you have oily skin. It's quite blendable, and also you can actually build it up. So depending on whether you want very low coverage or very high coverage, this is a pretty good foundation. I do recommend this highly to you guys if you're looking for a foundation. And in terms of what I'm going to use to apply it, I'm actually going to use a powder brush. So this brush was not intended for foundation, but in the YouTube world, like, everybody's using this for foundation, so I thought I'd try it out. And it is basically the e.l.f. brush, and it looks something like this. So it's basically the e.l.f. powder brush. Okay, and it was really cheap. I got it online on Gmarket, I think. And the good thing, sorry, it's a little bit dirty, but the good thing about this is that because it's so dense and it's so thick, that it really just kind of buffs out your foundation really well. So if you're looking for a good foundation brush, I highly recommend this, even though it's not supposed to be meant for foundation. But other kind of foundation brushes that you can use are things like this. So the top one is my Real Techniques foundation brush, and the second one, I got it from this brand called Kala. This is the brand. It's pretty good. You can get this brand in Sasa, but basically these are your traditional foundation brushes that you will be able to find in the stores. But I don't know, I just like, it's good, it's okay, but and also it's good because it is able to get into like the different corners and stuff. But ever since I use this one, I just never turned back. It's just so easy because you literally could buff things out like less than a minute. And okay? Let me just show you the applicator of this foundation. It comes in a tube format, which is good because even when you get to the end of it, you can actually still squeeze the product out. So I'm actually just gonna squeeze some out onto my finger like so, and that's how the foundation looks like. And I'm just going to kind of put it in random spots across my face. So the good thing about foundation is that it really does make your face very made up. So, you know, if you have an important day at work and stuff like that, putting on foundation does help, but sometimes I don't have time. So what I do is that I just put on BB cream so that you don't have to do too many steps. I will be making a video on how to put on BB cream, but today's the foundation day. I'm gonna put some on my neck as well because you don't want your neck to look different from your face. So yeah, and then you're done. Just kidding. Okay, so once that's done, take your brush and basically literally just buff everything out. And I hope you'll be able to see like how quickly this brush will be able to buff out the foundation. So I go in circular motions. Just buffing everything out. And this brush is very, very comfortable as well. It's really soft, even though it's very, very dense. Okay, so because the brush is so dense, it might not be able to get into like the specific areas, so I just use my hand to kind of like make sure that everything's kind of patted down in the many different corners of my face. But generally that's it. I'm pretty sure that buffing took less than a minute. So yeah, that's basically why I love the brush so much. So now that your foundation is on, we move on to setting your foundation. But before we do that, I actually usually use my concealer first. So I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna apply my concealer, and the concealer that I'm going to be using is the MAC Mineralized concealer in NW35, and that's how the applicator looks like. So just putting some under my eye and under my nose because it gets red, and under my chin because it's a little bit dark. So yeah, and then I'm just gonna blend it out. It's it's a very easily blend what was that? It's a very easily blendable concealer. So blend. Some people actually use their concealers before the foundation, but it's completely up to you. I really don't think there's any like rules to putting on makeup as long as it works for you. But it just works better for me if I put it after my foundation. Okay, so once that's done, before I actually set my foundation with a loose powder, I'm going to be putting on my blush. The blush that I'm using today is the MAC Pinch O Peach, and that's how it looks like. It's a very nice pink color, and because I'm wearing something like peachy today, I thought I'll wear that. And I'm using my e.l.f. blush brush that looks something like that. It's also quite dirty, so just kind of putting it near the apples of my cheek. Don't ask me why I'm putting on my blush before I set my foundation, but I think I saw someone doing it, and I just thought, oh, okay, that's a pretty cool idea. So when you set your foundation, you'll be setting your powder as well, so it makes your powder like a little bit more long lasting. But it's just something that I've always done. So now that your blush is on, we're going to move on to setting your foundation. Okay, so next we move on to setting your foundation and everything that you've got going on your face right now. I usually use a loose powder for that, and the reason for that is that because the powders are made up of very, very small particles, so it would really get into all the crevices of your face. And yeah, I just found that setting your foundation is very, very key to make sure that it stays on your face for the full day. And my setting powder is my favorite powder. Hello, you can see my camera. It's the Bobbi brown powder that looks like that, and it's basically the sheer finish loose powder, and my color is in the color Warm Natural, and I absolutely love this powder. This is like my magic powder, and the weird thing is that my fiance actually was the one who recommended this powder for me. For brush, I'm actually using this color brush. So I'm using this color brush, which is my favorite powder brush. You can see that it's really, really big and fluffy, and it's really, really soft. So I'm just gonna open the top here and get some powder out from there. Okay, once you have something like that, you basically just swirl your brush around and just set your face. So I like to go like in the outer corner of my face, down my neck. I strongly believe that this powder makes my face look like a million times better. And then I'm gonna concentrate on my T-zone area. And yeah, that's pretty much it, and basically that's how you set your foundation, and that concludes our foundation how-to video. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. If you have any questions or any foundation that you would like to recommend to me, do let me know, or any tips that you have. Really, I'm open to new ideas and suggestions. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the meantime, till I see you guys again, do take care. Bye.